What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously here once again. I am back to do my SummerSlam 2020 predictions. Now, SummerSlam happens this Sunday, live on the WWE Network from the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. Now, SummerSlam is WWE's biggest party of the summer, and this year's card is stacked from top to bottom. We have 8 fantastic matches with 6 big titles on the line, so I am extremely excited to do my SummerSlam predictions for you guys this year. This could be a long video because I'll be dropping a ton of SummerSlam dangerous facts. So sit back and relax, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record coming into SummerSlam this year after our last WWE pay-per-view, which was Money in the Bank, we went 6-1. So our overall record coming in is 220, 104, and 1. So we're coming in hot, and I'm looking to keep it that way. So hopefully in this video we will continue the red hot winning ways. We're on a 4 pay-per-view winning streak. Hopefully in this video we make it number 5, and can you dig that? Hopefully. Now, if you guys haven't checked out my NXT TakeOver 30 2020 predictions video yet, definitely go check it out if you haven't. This is the second video in a combined 3-video day on the channel this week. So I hope you guys will be able to watch this video and all the videos that I put up on the channel. It is the Summer of Dangerously. So show your support as always, guys, by watching these videos, super kicking those like buttons, send that notification bell, commenting your picks and your opinions in the comment sections down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel today, guys, as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video, boy, big to go. And if you're a huge fan of the WWE like myself, and you're ready for WWE's biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club, because this club is just 2. Whoop, whoop. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these SummerSlam predictions. Now, if they do add any other matches to this card, which they probably will, or if there's any last-minute announcements, I'll have them all in the comment section down below. But I'm going to do the 8 fantastic matches that have already been determined. Let's start off with the first matchup. It is for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Starting off with the challengers. They are accompanied by their advisor, Zelina Vega, and they are looking to become the next Raw Tag Team Champions. They are the team of Angel Garza and Andrade. And Garza and Andrade are challenging the reigning and defending Raw Tag Team Champions, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. They are the Street Profits. Now, Garza and Andrade became the #1 contenders when they won a triple threat tag team matchup a couple weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, and they're looking to become the next Raw Tag Team Champions. There is the idea of the Street Profits looking to continue their reign as the Raw Tag Team Champions. They've been the champions since March 2nd of this year, and really they've been kind of the joke of the tag team division. Well, the whole tag team division in general on Monday Night Raw is a joke, and they got a joke champions. And honestly, Street Profits are not as good as the Private Party in AEW, in my opinion. So, coming from me, in this first matchup for the Raw Tag Team Championships, I think there needs to be a changing of the guard in the tag team division. So coming from me, I am going to go with Angel Garza and Andrade to become the new Raw Tag Team Champions and defeat the Street Profits. And now the next matchup. It is a women's hair versus hair match between 2 former best friends and former tag team partners, Mandy Rose, facing off against Sonya Deville. Now this matchup is making some WWE history because this is only the 2nd women's hair versus hair match in WWE history, because here's a crazy dangerous fact. The last time we saw a women's hair versus hair match in the WWE when it came to the women, you gotta go all the way back to WrestleMania 20 in Madison Square Garden 16 years ago when Molly Holly was challenging Victoria for the WWE Women's Championship. So this matchup is making some history, and with these two going at it this last couple months, this matchup has to be the end game. So coming from me, in only the 2nd women's hair versus hair match in WWE history, I'm going to be honest. I think Sonya Deville would look pretty badass without hair. So coming from me, I am going to go with Mandy Rose to defeat Sonya Deville by any means. And now the next matchup. It is for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Starting off with the challenger. She is looking to once again be the SmackDown Women's Champion, and she's looking to win not 1 belt, but 2 belts on this night. She is the Empress of Tomorrow. She is Asuka. And Asuka is challenging the longest reigning and defending 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion. She is also the reigning 2-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champions with her best friend Sasha Banks. She is Bayley. Now this is the 6th one-on-one meeting between Asuka and Bayley. Asuka has won all 5 previous meetings against Bayley, and Bayley's looking to defeat Asuka for the very first time in her entire career. Now, starting off with Asuka first, she earned this opportunity at the SmackDown Women's Championship by winning a triple brand battle royal on Friday on SmackDown, and Asuka has an opportunity to walk out with not just 1 belt, but 2 belts, because she will be also challenging Bayley's best friend Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. So SummerSlam could turn into Asuka 2 belts. And Asuka quite possibly has the biggest advantage coming in, because she can either walk out with 1 belt, 2 belts, or possibly no belts. There is how you have Bayley looking to continue her historic run as the SmackDown Women's Champion. She has taken on all comers, but this is quite possibly her biggest test as SmackDown Women's Champion, because Bayley has never beaten Asuka one-on-one ever in her entire career. And Bayley lost her NXT Women's Championship to Asuka at TakeOver Dallas a couple years ago. So will history repeat itself? Bayley's the champion, and she could fall once again to the Empress of Tomorrow. So coming from me, in this matchup for the SmackDown Women's Championship, I think the quest for Asuka 2 belts starts right here. So coming from me, I'm going to go with Asuka to become the new 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion and defeat Bayley. And now the next matchup, it is for the United States Championship. Starting off with the challenger. He is the leader of the Hurt Business, and he is the former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, and he is a former 2-time United States Champion looking to regain the gold for the 3rd time. He is Montel Vontavious Porter. He is MVP. And MVP is challenging the reigning and defending United States Champion. He is Apollo Crews. Now MVP is getting a big opportunity here, a chance to regain the United States title and become a 3-time U.S. champ. And he is looking to bring a title back to the Hurt Business with Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley. But for me, I was hoping Bobby Lashley would get this opportunity at the U.S. title at SummerSlam, because Bobby Lashley hasn't been U.S. champion since his rookie year in the WWE back in 2006. And yes, MVP is a former U.S. champion, so he has seniority, but I would have loved to see Bobby Lashley get this opportunity to regain the U.S. title for the first time in years. There is how you have Apollo Crews looking to continue his reign as a United States Champion. I will have to say, that new U.S. title is pretty damn good looking. And Apollo Crews, when it comes to history at SummerSlam, definitely makes him the favorite as the champion. Because here is a SummerSlam dangerous fact. The United States title has been defended 9 times at SummerSlam. The title's only changed hands 3 times. United States champions here at SummerSlam are 5-3. Now, the last time the U.S. title changed hands at SummerSlam, you got to go all the way back to John Cena back in 2015 when he lost the U.S. title to then WWE champion Seth Rollins, thanks to Jon Stewart. And the last time the U.S. title was successfully defended at SummerSlam, you got to go all the way back to AJ Styles last year. So coming from me in this matchup for the United States title, I'm going to go with Apollo Crews to retain the United States Championship by any means and defeat MVP. And now the next matchup, it is a personal one-on-one grudge match on one side. He is making his WWE wrestling debut and SummerSlam debut. He is the son of the legendary Rey Mysterio. He is Dominik Mysterio. And his opponent will be accompanied by his disciple Buddy Murphy, and he is the former WWE Champion, a former World Champion, a former Intercontinental Champion, a former U.S. Champion, a former Raw Tag Team Champion, a former Money in the Bank winner. He is the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. Now, this has been a personal grudge matchup between the Mysterio family and Seth Rollins after what Seth Rollins did to Dominik's father, Rey Mysterio, at Extreme Rules, and quite possibly the worst matchup in WWE history other than the Kennel from Hell match back at Unforgiven in 1999, where Mysterio had his eye taken out of his socket. It was pretty stupid. It was pretty stupid in my opinion. And it's been going on ever since. And Dominik Mysterio is looking to get some revenge for his father and a chance to make some history, because this is his WWE wrestling debut. And for somebody who was a little kid back in 2005 watching his father Rey Mysterio face off against Eddie Guerrero in that ladder match for custody of him back in 2005, this is a very surreal moment for a lot of wrestling fans to see that little kid that we saw in 2005 all grown up and wrestling in his first matchup at SummerSlam. And you talk about a first match jitters against the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. But Dominik Mysterio, he's got the heart of a lion, almost just as big as Rey Mysterio's heart is. And We saw him take a beating by Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy with those 30-plus kendo shots on Raw this past Monday. So we're going to see if he's got the heart and he's got the fire to pull off the biggest upset in SummerSlam history. There is idea of the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins, looking to eradicate the Mysterio family once and for all for the greater good of Monday Night Raw, being he is the Monday Night Messiah, and he's looking to do it, he's looking to do it maybe without any help, because we've been seeing a little bit of stuff with Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins. I think Buddy Murphy is kind of realizing he's not the Messiah that he thinks he is, and this matchup gives Dominik a huge advantage, because if you guys don't know, Dominik can use weapons against Seth Rollins in this match, but Seth Rollins can't use weapons against Dominik Mysterio. But he did use those kendo sticks on Monday as weapons, and you saw Dominik Mysterio's body all just marks of red from those 30-plus kendo shots. So Seth Rollins is looking to finally get rid of the Mysterio family once and for all for the greater good. So coming from me in this personal one-on-one grudge match between the Mysterios and the Monday Night Messiah. Now, if you ask me, does Dominik Mysterio have a chance in this matchup? Yes. I mean, we've seen upsets before in the WWE. I mean, it's plausible that he can pull this upset off. But coming from me, I may get this one wrong, but I'm playing this one safe. I am going to go with the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins, to defeat Dominik Mysterio by any means. And now the next matchup. It is for the Raw Women's Championship. Starting off with the challenger. She may be coming in as the new two-time SmackDown Women's Champion, and she's looking to regain the Raw Women's Championship that she lost 1 month ago. She is the Empress of Tomorrow once again. She is Asuka. And Asuka is challenging the reigning and defending 5-time Raw Women's Champion. She is also one half of the reigning 2-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champions with her best friend Bayley. She is the blueprint, the standard 2-belt Banks. She is the legit boss, Sasha Banks. Now this is the 4th one-on-one meeting between Asuka and Sasha Banks. The series is tied 1-1-1. Now, Asuka's last victory over Sasha Banks was all the way back on January 29th of 2018 on Monday Night Raw, which was 2 years ago. And Sasha's last victory over Asuka was in a count-out victory to win the Raw Women's title on July 20th of this year on Monday Night Raw. Now, this is a big opportunity for Asuka, a chance to regain the title that she lost via count-out on Raw 1 month ago, because she chose her best friend Kairi Sane over the title. And it's a chance for Asuka to become Asuka 2 belts, because personally, I think Asuka will be coming in as the new SmackDown Women's Champion, and I think she's the heavy favorite to walk out the Raw Women's Champion once again. There is idea of Sasha Banks looking to start her 5th reign as the Raw Women's Champion, and she's looking to make this title defense a successful one. Now, we do know Sasha Banks' history with the Raw Women's title. In her previous 4 women's title Raw Women's Championship reigns, she has unsuccessfully defended the Raw Women's title 4 times. So will history repeat itself, and will her 5th reign end once again with an unsuccessful title defense? We shall see. So coming from me in this matchup for the Raw Women's Championship, I think history is going to repeat itself once again, and it's going to be 5 straight Raw Women's title defenses without a successful title defense for Sasha. So coming from me, I am going to go with Asuka to regain the Raw Women's Championship and remain the SmackDown Women's Championship, hopefully she will be, and defeat the boss, Sasha Banks. And now the next matchup, it is for the Universal Championship. Starting off with the challenger. He is looking to regain the Universal Championship that a lot of people think he should have never lost to Goldberg at Super Showdown. And it's time to let him in, because he is the Fiend Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt is challenging the reigning and defending Universal Champion. It's time to get on board the BBS Express, because he is the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Now this is the 3rd one-on-one meeting between the Fiend Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. The series is tied 1-1. So whoever wins this will break the tie and be the Universal Champion. Now Braun Strowman's last victory over Bray Wyatt was all the way back at Money in the Bank this past year. And Bray Wyatt's last victory over Braun Strowman was at Extreme Rules last month in the Swamp Fight. Now, this build up to this matchup has been very weird. We've seen what The Fiend has done to Alexa Bliss The Fiend putting the mandible claw on Alexa Bliss in the middle of the ring, who Alexa Bliss was Braun Strowman's partner in the Mixed Match Challenge. And we all saw Alexa Bliss stopping the Fiend from putting the mandible claw on her a couple weeks ago by just caressing his face. And then we saw the shocking look of Braun Strowman coming back with no hair. Now he's the bald Braun Strowman Express. And he military press slammed Alexa Bliss with the Fiend coming out almost like the hero, and Braun Strowman looking like the villain. And it's crazy to think that that's what it's going to look like. It looks like Braun Strowman is the heel in this situation, and the Fiend, who is like the personification of evil, is the knight in shining armor for Alexa Bliss. So it's a very interesting dichotomy of heel versus babyface, and it's for the Universal Championship. Now, starting off with the Fiend first, this is his opportunity to regain the title that he should have never lost to Goldberg at Super Showdown. We all know why Goldberg won that match, because he used his creative control card, and he didn't want to lose face with the kid. So WWE bent over backwards for Goldberg and ended the Fiend's title reign last year. But this is the chance of a lifetime for the Fiend to regain the belt and start his reign of terror once again as the Universal Champion. There inside you have Braun Strowman looking to continue his reign as the Universal Champion. He's been the champion since WrestleMania after defeating Goldberg, and really he's been kind of the weakest Universal Champion in the history of Universal Champions. He's almost as bad as Brock and Goldberg. And honestly, if it wasn't for Roman Reigns not being there, Roman Reigns would have been the Universal Champion at WrestleMania, but Roman Reigns did the right thing and thought of his family first over the title. But Braun Strowman was just put in that situation, and honestly, it's been a failure, because how many times did Braun Strowman get an opportunity and WWE didn't pull the trigger, and yet they pulled the trigger this year after Roman Reigns pulled out? It's really a cop-out move, and Braun Strowman has been a terrible Universal Champion. I'm hoping that this bald Braun Strowman Express gets derailed here tonight. So coming from me in this matchup for the Universal Championship, if Braun Strowman beats the Fiend here, you might as well just bury the Fiend's career, because if they can't even give him the belt when he's the heavy favorite, I don't know what they're doing with him. But coming from me, I hope I get this one right. So I'm going to go with the Fiend to regain the Universal Championship and defeat the monster among men, Braun Strowman. And now, the main event. It is for the WWE Championship. Starting off with the challenger. He is looking to become a 10-time WWE Champion and a 14-time World Champion. He is a Grand Slam winner. He is the Legend Killer, the Viper, the Apex Predator. He is Randy Orton. And Randy Orton is challenging the reigning and defending first ever Scottish-born WWE Champion, the Chosen One, Drew McIntyre. Now, this matchup has the potential to be an absolute banger for the WWE Championship. Now, this is only the second one-on-one meeting between Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, but this is the first time they're meeting on pay-per-view. Now, Orton won the last and only meeting against Drew McIntyre back in 2011 on Monday Night Raw. So these two have never met each other one-on-one since 2011, and this time they're fighting for the most prestigious title in the WWE. Now, this matchup, starting off with Randy Orton first, Randy Orton in 2020 has been the most sadistic SOB I've ever seen, and I am loving this Orton. He has taken out Edge, he has taken out Christian, he has taken out The Big Show, he took out his mentor, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, on Monday, this past Monday, and with HBK being on Raw this Monday night on Raw, HBK could be the next victim of Randy Orton, and this Orton is on no fucks given, God tier heel mode, and he's got to be the best heel in the WWE right now, and a chance to regain the WWE title for the first time in nearly 3 years. Yeah, Orton hasn't been WWE Champion since WrestleMania 33 back in Orlando. So it's been a very long time for the Legend Killer to hold the WWE title. And history at SummerSlam has definitely been good to him. I mean, he won his first World Heavyweight Championship here at SummerSlam in 2004 against Chris Benoit in Toronto. He's retained titles here at SummerSlam, so he's looking to add another WWE Championship to his already Hall of Fame career. There inside you have Drew McIntyre looking to continue his reign as the WWE Champion. He won the title from Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and he is taking on old comers from Bobby Lashley, from Seth Rollins, from Dolph Ziggler. But for me, this is Drew McIntyre's toughest test as WWE Champion against easily one of the greatest greatest wrestlers in the business right now, and that's Randy Orton. And history at SummerSlam definitely makes him the favorite as WWE Champion, because here is a SummerSlam dangerous fact. The WWE Championship has been defended 27 times at SummerSlam. It has only changed hands 6 times. WWE champions here at SummerSlam are 21-6. And the last time the WWE title changed hands at SummerSlam was the last time the WWE title main evented at SummerSlam, when Brock Lesnar beat John Cena back in 2014 in the most one-sided WWE title matchup in WWE history. And the last time the title was successfully defended was Kofi Kingston last year. So coming from me in this monumental main event match for the WWE Championship, it's the RKO versus the Claymore kick. It's the punt versus the Future Shock DDT. This matchup is going to be good, and it's maybe the hardest pick I have ever done in WWE pay-per-view predictions on the channel, because it's pretty much a 51-49 pick. So coming from me, as much as I like Drew McIntyre, and I wouldn't be surprised he retains here, I have to go with the hottest wrestler in the WWE right now, and that's the legend killer Randy Orton, to become a 10-time WWE champion and a 14-time world champion and defeat Drew McIntyre in an absolute banger. And those are my SummerSlam 2020 predictions. Now I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below, who do you have winning that huge matchup for the WWE Championship between Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton? Who do you see walking out the Raw and Smackdown Women's Champion? Do you see Asuka walking out with 2 belts? Do you see Asuka winning 1 belt? Or do you see Asuka losing both women's title matches? Who do you see walking out that, who do you see winning that grudge match between Dominik, Mysterio, and Seth Rollins? Who do you see walking out the U.S. Champion between MVP and Apollo Crews? Who do you see walking out without hair between Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose? And who do you see walking out the tag team champs between Garza and Andrade versus the Street Profits? Let me know all of your picks down below, and let me know in the comment section, what is your favorite SummerSlam of all time? For me, my favorite SummerSlam is SummerSlam of 2002, because of Shawn Michaels' first matchup in 4 years after his back surgery, and Brock Lesnar becoming the youngest WWE champion by defeating The Rock. Let me know what's your favorite SummerSlam and your favorite SummerSlam moment in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course reply right back to you, because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Now before you guys go, as always, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you guys can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed yet, super kick that subscribe button right now. And I will see you guys on Monday for my official first round predictions of the 2020 NBA playoffs. Later days, guys, and peace.